Alright guys, so continuing here the War Instructional, and as you can see, Dream is absolutely destroying us as usual. These guys are, yeah, they're pretty good, and yeah, we usually don't have any hope against these guys. So now we're going to talk about the Dream side of pretty much their defense teams here. So as you can see, it's 43 minutes to the next round of shots that we'll be able to have here. And yeah, but anyhow, I'm gonna talk about their defense teams, and I'm not gonna pretend that I will actually know what the actual creator of the team wanted to do with their teams, but it's just my opinion and what I think they were trying to do with their team that they're setting up there. So with that, with that on the side there, let's start with F1 here. Usually they like to put strong teams on F1, and for good reason, as I mentioned. Anti-Mali, anti-Ejana, and other reasons, but more than anything, anti those two heroes. Let's talk about this one real quick. Caventina. This Aurora has been, yeah, she's been so freaking crazy. If you have her +5, she's pretty crazy defense hero, especially if you put her on the left side over here. Because even though Mali is not around, there's a lot more enemy realm users in the game that can be problematic here. But something I forgot to mention about F1. F1 is a field that shield is king here. So the team that has most shields is going to survive the most. So Kalentina here had the right idea of adding Aurora and Haroth here to actually add shields over and over and over and help the team survive as much as possible here. So I really like the setup here. You go off with Aurora here and Haroth and a bunch of shields, as I mentioned. This guy over here, Rinosuke, is gonna cut down the life. This one over here, if you attack this team without a plan versus this hero, yeah, you're gonna have a lot of problems with her for sure. Belnos is a very problematic hero if you don't use one of the solutions that the game has give you, like Apollo, and other heroes pretty much that can actually help you wake up. Gunoff is actually surprisingly good versus her too, because when he goes off, he's not affected by her abilities there for sure. And all the heroes that you have could have at +5 that you can prevent the stunning and things like that is very powerful versus Belnos here. And of course, since you can't heal in this in this field, obviously Caventina decided not to put Alia here. However, I have seen Alia being used on this field, not because of the healing, more about the mana generation here. So that's an option that you could use on F1, but I don't blame Caventina for not using Alia here for sure, because adding this guy instead, it's a pretty powerful option, especially since most of Dream's players, I have noticed that they do tend to have a lot of Rinosuke's at +5, which is, he is pretty impressive at +5. I underestimated this guy on defense. He's pretty amazing too. Let's check the other teams here. This is the more pretty much it's the same idea on all three teams. A team realm creator on every single one. I highly recommend to actually do this. This is a really strong advantage because they go off, they eliminate the enemy realm that your enemies are going to add on your team, and then you can, all of your other heroes are able to actually activate their skills on defense there. So in other words, remember, if you haven't seen my past videos on defense, I'm going to refresh you now. On defense, skills activate from left to right. So the hero that you put the most left side is going to activate first. Let me put Caventina here again. So yeah, it's highly recommended to put a team realm creator on the left side on your team for sure. And on the second team, I love the red team specifically on defense, and Caventina definitely decided to do that. Obviously, she decided to put the one of the new heroes here, this guy over here, on the left side. And Thor when he goes off, and this guy over here, right off straight. If she's +5, the entire enemy team is going to have overload, and it's going to have a lot of problems in the start. So that's going to be a big jump for you to be able to destroy your enemies as soon as possible. That's the two ways to actually you can eliminate an enemy team that is attacking your defense team, either in F1. Either you have a bunch of shields to protect yourself, or you have a strategy to kill them as soon as possible, and giving them overload, and then after that, this guy over here activates, and then Thor over here eliminates, and Apollo annihilates. Pretty much, I really dig this team. I love this team. It's really very, very nice. So for the last one, usually the last ones you don't have a lot of strategy in most guilds, but not in this case, because Apollo is an amazing option. Alpha is amazing. Athena, the thing is that I would have liked to actually see Gwendolyn on a little bit more on the left side in this case, but this is fine because Gwendolyn, in any case, her ability to give Soul Link and the extra damage, it's really more relevant when it's a multi-hit hero like Gunoff here. However, most of the team does not do a lot of multi-hits, so having Gunoff actually going off and actually doing multi-hits on specifically one of the two targets that have the Soul Link, it's going to be a coin toss there. So that's a disadvantage in general. However, it is a good team, but it could be a little bit better for sure. These two teams I love. This team could be changed, tweaked a little bit, but I like the idea behind it for sure. Now let's see. Phoenix. Okay, Phoenix, I gotta attack him because he has the new hero. I definitely want to see her more in action. For now, I haven't seen a lot that I like, but I really want to see her in a good purple team, and this thing seems like a good purple team. So I'm gonna jump her a little bit later for sure. And of course, Director N. Oh my God. Okay, I love X-Men. Professor X, whatever. Director N is freaking amazing. He decided to put the energy weapon because at third term she's going to activate anyway. So she's not exactly a terrible hero to actually do this. Okay, so very interesting that he decided to put Fiona's weapon here, because I would actually recommend to put his own weapon now. Oh wait. We are in F1. So yeah, his weapon is not going to work. Okay, now it made sense. I'm thinking as if F2. So yeah. Fiona's weapon makes more sense since it's F1. So his weapon is not going to work. Like every other weapon that you need healing to actually activate, it's not going to work in this field here for sure. So her own weapon, very good option. I love to actually use this weapon too, especially if we have Director N next to her, because it's going to give her crit and crit damage, so that's going to raise the attack by a lot. So that's going to be freaking amazing to use there. And Mildred, of course. I'm actually surprised to see Mildred with such low defense here. Let's see, 236k. I guess that's understandable. But yeah, her defense should definitely be a little bit more higher here. Let's see. Let's compare with other defenses. Apparently, that's the general level of him for sure. Well, it's good. It's good. Doesn't matter, guys. So I definitely want to see this one. She's going to get hit. She's going to get shield, so that's cool. All right. Actually, she's not going to get shield. It's mana she's going to get. So his intention is definitely to want to make this hero go off even more, because it's only in this situation Arthur that actually gets the extra shield. Yeah. So this is why I recommended to actually get this weapon for your strength heroes, because it's like Garabet's weapon for any other hero that is not Arthur. So it's pretty good. And I'm pretty sure it does stack, because I'm pretty sure it stacks at least 3 times if she's hit. Yeah, that's something I have to keep in mind when I actually attack there. Now, same strategy on this side as the past team that I said. Realm user, team realm user here, same hero here. This is what I wanted to actually do. Put Gwendolyn a little bit more to the left in this case, so this way you can actually get the actual Soul Link first, and then you go in and activate Athena here. So that'll be pretty amazing. And by the way, this hero here, Yuki, is absolutely amazing to combine with Gwendolyn, because believe it or not, she is not going to do a lot of damage on her own. But with Gwendolyn, since she does so many multi-hits, it's going to do a lot of damage. So this is an amazing combo on defense for sure. Highly recommended for sure, guys. Yeah, very powerful stuff. I have been going up and down if I should give her weapon, not give her own weapon for Yuki. However, I decided to actually put Reginald's weapon, to actually give her shields in that case, because she is good. She does have a bunch of different abilities to defend herself, but I'd rather have her with shields. But if you have her own weapon, it's amazing. 60% mana gain for her is so important, especially to keep the actual enemy realms activated there. So very important stuff there for sure. Now here, apparently Phoenix doesn't have a lot of realm heroes, but which is fine. It's strange that he didn't add Apollo here. Apollo would have been amazing here. Maybe he doesn't have him at +5. That's understandable. So here, Alpha. Okay. I don't know why he added this weapon here, because she is not exactly an attack hero. The only times that I've seen Alpha do a lot of damage is when she is +5 and she revives, and then she goes off, and that is pretty freaking scary after that happens. So yeah, that's for sure. Let's see. Yeah, I see. Definitely, that's the plan here. Because here, you're going to have Malfoy with his weapon at +3, and after that, this guy over here is going to target the exact same enemy over and over and over again, and make that enemy paralyzed until they die. So that's usually the plan when you actually use Malfoy here. And Gunolf, the same thing. If he's +5, he's going to make an immortal hero die in that case. So that's going to be very, very important in this type of hero and enemies here. Now, if he's using Palmyra as a dispeller, I should definitely recommend to put Palmyra more towards the left, just in case... well, she goes off, she dispels the target that Malfoy over here is actually targeting, and then all the other heroes come in and do all their extra stuff and things like that. Because Gunolf's ability for immortal killing works when you actually hit the target, not the... directly to the life, not to the shield. If the enemy is shielded, and if you're playing an F1, most of the players are going to use shield weapons on defense and on the attack specifically to survive without healing. So in this case, I would have recommended to put this guy over here, at least here. Palmyra, at least on this side. So, because this guy over here doesn't care about shields, she's going to break shields, she's going to do everything. But what if you have damage here? So that's the thing here. So probably Palmyra a little bit more to the left, then Gunolf to the right, and then he actually does all this stuff. So that's probably my observation here. But I see the idea, a straight up Malfoy team to eliminate heroes one by one, and adding shields with Malfoy and with Harold here. Pretty good stuff, guys. So let's see, who else? Let's check this one. Gwen. The Gwen of Gwens here. So let's see. We do have the 2 realm heroes here in that situation. All right. So we're seeing a repeat strategy here. So definitely somebody is giving pointers to Gwen, because we already saw these 2 teams with the other 2s. We actually check. This one is a little bit more original for him specifically. I think this is the throwaway team. When you're setting up defense teams on War and you don't really have a lot of really powerful heroes, you may decide to actually put like a second team that is not so good, or even the third team as well to be not so good. So in this case, I think he decided that the first team is not going to be as good as the others, because in this situation, Pearl is not exactly good on defense. I'm sorry. No matter how good a Dia it is to actually put Malfoy with Pearl, it's not going to be so good unless unless they're attacking with a really vulnerable team, maybe Green. But nobody's going to attack with Green against a team like this for sure. However, this is a straight up Malfoy team. And at the same time, they're adding Mildred, so that's going to double target in that situation. But I'm pretty sure that in this case, Malfoy Ton is going to be activated, and then she's going to target the same target that Malfoy was targeting, and then these guys are going to actually destroy that specific target. So if I fought this team, I will kill the Pearl as soon as possible, because that's another thing that you can actually do. You can actually check every single one of the heroes you're actually going to attack beforehand, and you can see their defense. Check their defense. And then you'll be able to know which hero you're actually going to try to eliminate here. And definitely it's Pearl. So there's another strategy that is unsaid. Oh my god. Okay, I didn't... Oh my god. I can't believe I didn't see it sooner. Okay, so there is a very old strategy in wars that high-level players use. That they are strong. However, they put just one hero that is not as strong as the others, and the rest are like powerhouses. These are powerhouse heroes, almost reaching 6k and one passing 6k. So if you're attacking this team with the same level of 278 versus another one with 278, you may lose, because this team, in reality, it could be like 300k in power if it weren't for this one weak hero in the team. So that's a strategy that's been done for a long time now. Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't caught a little bit sooner there. So I see what you're doing, Gwen. I see what you're doing. Oh, so sneaky. But these other teams, no, there's pretty much the same teams that I already mentioned in the past year. So yeah, very sneaky stuff, guys. Very sneaky stuff. Speaking of sneaky, remember that there is a strategy that I mentioned on my past video, and that is adding scrub teams on defense. And we usually do this for players that have so weak teams that they have no other choice but to put really weak teams there, so the enemy doesn't take as much points, and at the same time, the players that actually use this strategy, if they attack, they're gonna get less points, but at the same time, the enemy's gonna get less points in this situation as well. So that's a very old strategy. Back in last year, I spoke to the admins, devs, whatever, for a very long time to try to fix this. The only fix that they added is that if somebody uses this strategy when they attack, specifically that player, when they use the strategy on defense and they attack, they're going to get less points when they attack. But it doesn't really matter when you actually fight off when your enemy attacks you, you're gonna give less points to them, so it does make a big difference on the end of the day. So in the past, the top guilds. Let me jump here for the top guilds. The top guilds in the past used to use this strategy. However, luckily, in this like Synergy, for example, used to use it, but not so much. Now they've used it a lot less. Here's one, SNG Oblivious. Let's see if we can find another one here. And by the way, you may notice that there's a lot of players that have left the game in the guild specifically. But this is a tip for guild leaders. Don't kick your old players, especially if they're very, very strong players, because remember that these teams, you'll be able to use them in Summit. The defense teams, you can use in Summit. It's not gonna affect how many points you're gonna do in Summit. So if you have a really strong player and they leave the game, don't kick them. Leave it in your guild so you can actually use it in Summit and continuously have better options to defend yourself in that situation. So, if I'm not mistaken, Chaos used to use this strategy in the past as well. However, apparently they have gotten a lot lot more players. They're a lot more beefy than before. So yeah. So usually the guilds that use scrubs like ourselves are guilds that that players have left, or we don't have enough players and want to fill it out, and we need the buffer to take out huge enemies there. So and things like that. So that's something that we can definitely check that out. Calypso, it's another very beefy, powerful guild as well. I do see a few they number it as numbers here. 2, 3, and things like that. So these are debuff accounts specifically. Well, server alts, as you can call it. Let me show you mine real quick here. So that's something that I always wanted to mention in the past, because if you want to actually create a server alt like I did, you can do that definitely. These you can actually create them by pressing this button, but just make sure that whichever place that you actually create it has to be from the world in which you are located in that situation. So you have to check your guild, you have to check the world you're in, create the alt account, and that is connected to your original account. So you have to pass the stages, and finally get the end, and you can change everything you want and things like that. And you can use these server outs to actually debuff the strongest enemy that you're fighting in your guild, in that situation. So that's 6, that's 4. So I'm able to do 24 debuffs on a strong target if I wanted to in that situation. So with some guilds, that can be an excellent option to actually defeat huge, powerful, unbeatable whales that you're fighting, especially if you're lower level guilds and things like that. So yeah, you can add that's one option you can do for sure. That's definitely useful for me, at least, because because it's good to have players and things like that. However, most of the time maybe they're too busy, maybe they're not around, maybe they just want to attack a target instead of debuffing. So having your own server odds is going to help you actually take down, especially if you're the person that is in charge of taking out the huge enemies in the guild. So yeah, that could definitely be an option. However, do take also into account that the less players you have on your guild, the less players you have in your guild, the more points you get when you actually hit and destroy a target. So that is something that you have to take into account as well. So let's see. Not Dream. Let's see if we have another. It's 36. So for example, if this guild would have fought another guild that is the same power and is at same power, but at the same time is 50 players, for example, these players over here would have gotten a lot more points when attacking and things like that. So that is definitely something you have to take into account when you're doing these things, for sure, in that situation. So that is something that yeah. It's guild stuff and wars. It's a little bit complicated, but that's fine, guys. So let's continue here. I do want to talk about F2 this time. Let me see. MC Hunter. This one is a little bit more straightforward. So in this case, it's pretty much the same idea that I originally mentioned. But now remember that F2, you are able to use Alia. Alia is so much more powerful. But if you plan to use Alia, make sure to have a team realm creator on the left side of your defense team, for sure. Very important, highly recommended. And having Gwen right off the bat, right next here is a really good idea, in my opinion. I would have actually liked to have, maybe, if this guy would have been closer to one of these guys, it would have been amazing. Let's see. I definitely want to have this guy on the right side and this on the left. I understand why Mech Hunter made the setup like this, but if he if he found a way to actually make one of these guys close to Haroth here, he would have gotten 30% crit and 60% crit damage. So that would have been a higher amount of damage there. But I understand why he set it up like this. It's a little difficult because you don't want to have Alia on this spot and Mildred on this side for sure. So in other words, the idea here is this guy goes off, this spells the enemy, and creates the realm. But the thing is that the shield's gonna come off. Come on. However, this guy over here, +5, she's able to actually, well, +3 really. She's able to lower the shields up to 100%. And in this case, since Mildred is gonna go off and she's gonna go off, that's gonna make a single target specifically is going to get the minus shield creation. So that does affect the buff on F1 for creating shields. So that is gonna be very useful in that case. And with Haroth comes in and actually hits the enemy, that is going to be super powerful because this guy over here doing critting and things like that, and then this guy over here doing the multi-hits, hitting them over and over and over, that's going to be very powerful as well. So against a team like this, clearly the team that I would like to use is blue because this is the guy that's going to do the most damage. And the first hero to kill probably Gwen or Alia. If you kill Alia, teams like this fall down like dominoes. So that's definitely a good option here for sure. So here, Malphur team, pretty straightforward, but with a little Luna action here. Because the thing is that Malphur is going to do a single target. This guy is going to go off and pretty much, everybody attacks and they're going to be stunned. But in this case, the main idea is getting this guy over here, Percival here in the middle, always sucking the mana on a specific target, and which is the weakest one. And the good old Idritha here actually murdering that enemy straight off the bat there. So in this case, I would probably use purple in this case, trying to kill Gunhof as soon as possible for sure. Because Idritha is super powerful, but yeah, purple is purple and she's going to do less damage versus them for sure. Alright, so here, the last team, let's see. Since Apollo is not here, usually I've seen setups with King Arthur on the left and with Apollo on the right, and making Arthur going off so many freaking times. It's pretty disgusting. But I understand that he did like this. Let's see. This team screams Malphur again. So that's funny there. It really feels like it wants to be a Malphur team for sure. Imagine Malphur. This guy goes off, this gal goes off, this gal annihilates everything. So yeah, it feels like a Malphur team without Malphur in that situation. Maybe switch Leela for someone else. That's interesting. Let's check the weapons, by the way. Yes, that weapon. Definitely his plan is to annihilate anybody that with her own weapon. So that's give her a good attack boost for sure. Yeah, this makes sense because she's a fast hero. So any hero that is fast or very fast is an excellent hero to actually hold an energy weapon. I don't get why it's level 50. That is very strange. You better get your gold, man. You better get your stuff. This weapon is pretty good on him. Let's see. So the thing is that this weapon is amazing with him. However, this guy goes off and everybody's going to get a shield. So when this guy goes off, the damage is not going to be that great, to be honest. But if he added Deed Light here for the shields, that's amazing. That's cool. And then the stunning here. Oh, okay. I don't know why he added this weapon. Honestly, I prefer this guy to have a whip instead of this weapon for sure. Because the thing is that he's not exactly a damage hero unless you pair him with other yellows and things like that. And if you're hitting that exact same target over and over and over and turning the enemy into purple and then doing a bunch of more damage there. So in this case I would have liked him to actually have the whip instead of this weapon here for sure, because he's an amazing whip holder. Pretty amazing stuff, especially if you have him with Apollo here. But yeah, it does make sense to put the energy weapon on Alpha. She is a fast hero after all. So let's see. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Daddy. Oh yeah, this is pretty nice here. So let's see. But not a. It's interesting. He has so many good, many few. Well, pretty much the same strategy as I mentioned before. Arthur here with. Okay, he's definitely going for the yellow, the yellow defense team here, which is pretty nice. Definitely, Suka would have been freaking amazing here. This guy, Thor, he doesn't exactly do much on defense, sadly. So definitely would like to see that. Aurora is an amazing addition to this. I have no idea why he added this weapon. Maybe he forgot to change it or something. I don't know. So this actually makes sense. If he was more on the left side, her own weapon amazing. His own weapon is freaking crazy. So yeah, that's pretty amazing, guys. I like what I'm seeing. It could be definitely Thor doesn't have any business being here, in my humble opinion. Maybe another yellow hero that does more stuff here for sure. Let's see. The very first team. I love what I'm seeing here. Remember that she's this guy over here is another realm team realm user, so she can definitely be useful here. But it's interesting how sweet she is. Let me see. Okay. Oh, not so okay. So apparently, red is that's the reason. Her realm was level 35, so yeah, red is really weak here. Blue is pretty powerful, so that's something you definitely got to work on, man. If you have this guy at +5, you got to work on a little bit more on your red for sure. Let's see. I feel that this team could be. Yeah, I love the idea of this. This is amazing. She goes off. Everybody gets shields. Maybe immortality if they kill this guy first, and then this here. Yeah, this is pretty. Or maybe that's the strategy, like I mentioned before, having two weak heroes, in this case red, and they jump them and the blue heroes annihilate them. I mean, that made sense. And anyway, this guy over here is going to create shields, and this guy's going to create additional shields. So that's probably the idea here. Gun off, stunning people. This guy over here doing Soul Link and the extra damage and giving crit to these two. Oh yeah, I really like this idea. And Yuki here finishing off enemies when she goes off, finishing off enemies specifically with Gwen's Soul Links. The same idea that I mentioned before. So I see your idea. This is very sneaky, sir. Even this guy over here, I can see right here that you have not awaking her to 190, 200. Let me see, 190. So you want to put her at 200, but that's very sneaky, sir. I can see what you're planning. Oh my god. So the last one here, I'm actually surprised that I'm not seeing a realm hero. Artemis would have been freaking amazing here. I wonder if he has this hero at +5. This hero is freaking amazing at +5. Definitely. Interesting. So I'm actually surprised to see how weak his purples are here. So this is definitely his throwaway team. Believe it or not, his Alia team is the throwaway team. that is so surprising. Usually most people like to put most of their realm their resonance power in purple, and this is many times is surprising to me in this case. That is strange to me. That she's incredibly squishy. Having this weapon is not going to help her out. Obviously, Alia's weapon, obviously his own weapon, and this makes sense to me because that third turn she's going to go off anyway. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So let's see who else. Okay, if it's no secret that I absolutely love red teams on defense, so this is an amazing team on defense. Let's see. Clearly, the idea is having Gillian here activate first. A good option to actually give her a little bit more defense with the shields there. And then this guy goes off, and that pretty much annihilates whoever has the Soul Link there. And then this gal is, yeah, oh man, he added her own weapon. Wow, that is so freaking powerful. And raised her HPs to so high, which is pretty important because the higher HP she has, the more shields she's gonna actually create with her own abilities and with her own weapon here. So very important stuff, guys. And this gal, clearly the idea here is the fight starts. She gives so disgusting. She gives overload to the entire enemy. The enemy is behind on mana, and then these two guys activate Gillian and Haroth, and yeah, game over. And if by any chance you're still alive, Agony will come in and absolutely annihilate you. Like, yeah, this is a very powerful red team on defense. I wish I had this girl in +5. I underestimated her, but at +5 on defense and these new teams that are coming up, she is so freaking disgustingly powerful. It's not even funny. Yeah, very powerful stuff, guys. Very good. Now for the second team, okay, okay, pretty much it's the main idea that I mentioned before, adding a team realm and an enemy realm user here. So in this game is Artemis and Yuki, and then on top of that stuns. On top of that, their weakest enemy is always gonna get stunned and screwed over, destroying shields and things like that. And on top of that, getting stunned for 3 freaking turns with Author. So yeah, this is a very powerful Malfoy team. Yeah, very powerful stuff, guys, for sure. This is a good example of how to use 2 realm users on defense in every single team. So this is an example of a very good setup for all 3 of your teams. So if you're taking notes, take these. This is a really good selection of teams here. And the third one, Gwen and Apollo, of course, they're giving. They already have crit when they go off, but just in case one doesn't go off before the other, you're gonna have that extra crit there. Alia, of course, and Belnos. Okay. Man, I would have absolutely loved to have Belnos next to one of these 2 again, but I understand why Furon decided to put in this situation, because as I mentioned before, you do want to have Alia or Mildred in one of these 2 spots to be effective in war for sure in that situation. And your realm users on the left, a team realm users on the left side. So I do understand why, and he wants to actually give, instead of giving her crit with her own weapon, he decided to give her this weapon here, which is really freaking amazing. And at level 90, it is going to make this guy go off again in case your enemy actually has a team realm creator on their own team and cancel off her enemy realm in that situation. She'll go off again, and yeah, it's gonna cause a lot of problems as long as the enemy doesn't have a good solution for Belnos. And being the 3rd team in the entire war, that may be a possibility, because remember that the 3rd teams in war, usually that you use your best teams in the 1st and the 2nd defense teams in war, and then the 3rd one you go to attack, but you're not going to have your best teams available to take them out. So this may be an amazing team to make sure that the enemy guild doesn't reset you a 3rd time. So this is a good strategy in that case. I see Furon that's what you're trying to do, and that's a really powerful strategy. Good job, man. Or gal, I don't know. So anyhow, let's see. F2 is usually where you see the best teams in the entire guild. No team realm creator here. So this would be an amazing team. You can actually use Molly on the attack with your green team to actually eliminate here. All you have to do is you activate, you connect one of the many stones that you're starting to fight there. You gain all the mana, and you wait, and you turtle, until you finally see that Molly has her a skill to actually activate her ability for free, and you activate it in that situation. She will go to sleep with Belnos, but it doesn't matter. Nobody's gonna stop her realm ability to actually murder everyone in the team when Alia goes off. So yeah, and Belnos asleep even goes out on the third turn. So on the third turn, you're gonna do it again for free with Molly's ability. So yeah, this is an excellent team for you to eliminate if you're using Molly at +5. Very, very clearly so for sure. So let's see this team over here. Okay. Does have the Team Roam user. This is your little. It's really strange that you chose this weapon. That is not normal. She doesn't usually do crit. Good weapon for her. Okay, okay, okay. That is really strange. And level 50. I'm seeing a lot of this in this guild. Maybe they're adding level 50 weapons, so when the fight starts, they could actually make... interesting. So they can actually make a specific hero be targeted by Soul Link when the fight starts. And that will make... okay. And that will make specific heroes be targeted by the Soul Link, and they'll be able to counter a Soul Link enemy when... okay. Now I understand the level 50 weapons. That is freaking crafty, guys. That is crafty as hell, man. Okay. So there's a strategy in War that usually you're going to bring a specific weapon that's not as strong as your other weapons in your team. And that guarantees that when the fight starts, the Soul Link hero that is on defense is going to target that hero specifically instead of the others, and that will open you up to actually use other heroes to eliminate that Soul Link hero, and be successful when you're attacking in that situation. So in this case, it is on defense. So whoever is attacking with, for example, a Gwen and gets Luna entangled in that, they won't be able to actually target this hero. This is the key hero here, for sure. Because when she goes off, she'll be able to counter the Soul Link that the attacking team is using. So this is really interesting stuff, guys. This is high-level play for sure, guys. So that's something that you have to take into account when you're attacking, when you're defending, actually using level 50 weapons to counterattack Soul Link. Interesting, very interesting. So yeah, that's something that you have to take into account. For example, if you're like me and you have somebody that has a really powerful red team, let me jump here again. A really powerful red team on your arena, and you're always getting murdered by Gillian. You have to be mindful of what heroes have the most HP and things like that, and having level 50 weapons could be a solution to that, to make sure that Soul Link specifically targets that hero every single freaking time. Very interesting stuff, guys. So that's something you have to take into account, guys. For sure. Very important strategy there. Very interesting stuff there, for sure. Let's see. Did we talk about... oh, we were talking about it in a second. So yeah, I can see your strategy, sir. I can see your strategy. Very nice. So let's see here. That's not a bad weapon. So definitely this team feels like would have been amazing in F4 in this situation, because Sammy is amazing in F4 in general, and this guy over here in F4 is freaking amazing. This guy maybe a little bit more to the left, but yeah. And this guy over here, so they want to have this hero be targeted by Soul Link. She dies first. She gets 1 life and revives and gives a mana. And okay, I see the idea there too as well. Very cool stuff, guys. Very powerful strategy. I see it. Let's see here. Interesting. So pretty much it's going for shields and life. Okay, so pretty much it's the same idea as before. The difference is that here we're using this guy Cathbat. I do not recommend you, it doesn't matter what situation, to use Cathbat's weapon in defense. I don't know why this player added it there in that situation. That is interesting and strange. Okay, something's weird happening here. That was unexpected. Let's see. Counter team. I do like the idea of adding a counter team. Like if there's any team that you're actually wanting to use that counters Edgina, is gonna be Mildred Alia, and the team that Edgina is designed to eliminate is counter teams. However, if you put it with Mildred and Alia, counter teams will have a second chance in that situation because yeah, Edgina is not going to beat a Mildred team. I mean, that's guaranteed in that situation. So yeah, I understand what you're trying to do here. Let's see. No Rome heroes. I've always This is interesting. I actually would like to see this guy on the left side, but I do understand what's going on here, because if he goes off first, that's going to create a shield on the entire enemy team. So probably this guy doing damage to the entire team may be better in that situation. That would definitely be a better option there. So I can see what you're trying to do there. Let's see. Same strategy here as I mentioned before. Interesting that you did not put this guy right next to this guy Percy here, because that's gonna raise even more the dodge there. Usually I've seen a lot of fights with these two, and these two together in the end are always the ones that actually survive last because of the extra dodging there. Alright, so let's switch a field real quick, guys, here. Alright, so let's go to F3. In F3, let's see. I do see this team is pretty powerful, as I already explained before. Okay, this is more closer to what I wanted to see. Maybe this team is in V formation or an inverted B formation, because I see that Belnos is in the middle here in this case. So probably this guy over here is on outer left. Is going to activate many times, defend the entire team from realms, and then Gwen here is actually going to do her thing and add crit damage to Belnos here. So I would have liked to actually see Belnos have her own weapon here. In this case, if he actually had this hero at +5, I think he doesn't have this hero at +5. Oh, sorry, she have this hero at +5. So I think that's what actually happened. But this is a really nice team, very powerful stuff for sure. Let's see, Mildred has her own weapon. Yes, this is a very nice team. I like it. So let's see here. I'm willing to bet this hero is not +5, but knowing that this is a dream, probably she does have her +5. So eliminating stuns is so important here, but it's not exactly liberating the hero that you want the most. I'm not sure why she put it on here, on this side here, maybe to the right, because remember that this is an F2, so you are able to put this guy more to the right and this guy over here more to the left. So he activates first, dispels, lowers defense, lowers the attack, and then this guy over here goes off and kills somebody pretty much here for sure. And if this guy is +5, she needs to be next to Adretha for sure to get that extra crit. Look at this weapon in level freaking 90. Crit damage 21%, crit chance, crit damage, lifesteal. Yeah, this is screaming for having this guy at +5 and Mildred next to her. Wow, that is pretty crazy stuff, guys. So for the last one here, let's see. So this guy is hits like a truck, but it's not going to actually she's not going to survive very much. So probably a strategy to actually make her survive more. Being gone off next to her can help for sure. He's going to activate first, and she's going to get the damage share. So that's a good strategy there. I would like to actually see this guy Arthur to the left, and this guy more to the right here, so she's able to give the dodge to Gunoff, and also dodge here for Arthur. So that's yeah. So let's see. So if she has her in +5, and she already has her weapon at +1, that's going to give her extra crit and crit damage here. I can see why she actually wants to see and actually pull in possibly some red teams, but with 2 blues on the team, I don't while pulling blue teams versus her. But without any red here, I don't think that anyone's going to want to attack it in this case like this. I gotta check this fight, guys, for sure. I really need to see more of this. I hope I can actually find something that is really cool in this situation. Definitely would have wanted to see Gunoff here more to the left and Idritha to the right. I don't know, although I can see why he put it next to Idritha. Yeah, Gunoff. I definitely think Gunoff should have been like maybe here. Right here, or maybe he's wanting to get more dodge to Aurora, which Aurora is a key hero in this team for sure, making everybody miss here. That's something that's pretty cool. So let's see here. Same idea. Gwen and Yuki, pretty destructive, pretty eliminating. And this guy over here. Remember F3? Why do he keep using his own weapon, man? That is terrible, man. That is terrible. But anyway, the same idea that I mentioned before, but remember that F3 is Cat Bat territory. Somebody gets turned into a shroom, they're going to be turned to a shroom for 2 additional turns, so that is pretty crazy and disgusting, guys, for sure. So let's jump into F4. F4, this skill has been pretty legendary using F4 and the defense teams that they add here, and clearly they added really powerful 352 power. Oh my god, QQ, you monster. So this is the exact same red team that I mentioned before. So I'm not going to add in, except that since you have 3 heroes that, well, and 1 more hero that actually makes your entire team revive. In this case, every single hero that is only 1 life is going to do 100%, going to have 100% more attack, and they're going to hit like trucks no matter if they have Soul Link or not. So you got to kill these heroes as soon as possible. This gal has to go off first because she goes off just once, and this Gillian's going to revive, so that is pretty disgusting. Man, this team is freaking disgusting, therefore. And also, of course, you got to have a good way to counteract this guy, specifically with the stunning. Stunning is good for 2 turns, is so freaking disgusting. And with this amount of power, he may straight out one-shot you. But Gillian is dead. You will be able to have a good opportunity to actually take him out easier. And make sure you eliminate his realm with a team realm user on your own team. In this case, yeah, for sure. But this guy got to go down, and but first of all, this gal, because every single time she goes out, somebody's going to revive, so that's going to be a big problem for sure. And then after these 2 are dead, these 2 can go out, can die pretty easily. This gal's going to be freaking annoying. Like, yeah, it's going to be super annoying. So maybe, I mean, main thing is killing these 2. This guy is number 1. You can choose one of these 2 to kill if you like in that situation. And this guy at last, luckily. So let's see. Same setup as I've seen before here, but this time it's going to be for that. For in that situation for F4. Let's see. Do remember that Athena is a hero that makes revival for the entire team. So if anybody has low amount of life, they're going to do a lot more damage. And you know what I'm talking about. This gal having low life is going to be freaking destructive and eliminating anybody that she actually shoots there. So it's going to be a big problem there. And this here is straight off classic Malfort and Luna team that's going to target a single one, and Aurora, of course, giving the rounds for the entire team. Very powerful stuff, guys, for sure. So let's see. This is interesting. So I like this team straight off. I understand what he's trying to do. Amplifier. However, I recommend to put Gillian here on where this guy is. So she goes off first, and then this guy Agony goes off and kills the 2 targets that have the Soul Link. So I think that that's the best way to do it in this case, in my humble opinion, in this case for sure. Because I've seen Gunoff straight up one-shotting 2 targets that have the Soul Link. So very crazy stuff, guys. So here, we don't have a team realm creator. However, this guy you could say is the pseudo realm creator because he's gonna stun everybody when everybody goes off, things like that. And of course, this guy over here to make sure that nobody gets healed, nobody gains shield with this gal. This guy cuts off the life, and this gal pretty much kills everyone. Yeah, I really like this team. It's really nice. Let's see. Interesting. Here you do have this gal here. That will have the Soul Link, and the Soul Link is going to do a bunch of stuff here. Specifically, lowering the dodge. Dodge is not so important. However, the Soul Link is, so every single one of these is going to hit the same amount of damage there for sure, for 2 targets. And this guy over here, and the shield from this guy for sure. So I think that's pretty much it here. So let's talk about F5. In F5, there's not a lot of movement here. However, I do see one team that's like yeah. Anybody that played this game, you can know that there's an Alia hidden in one of these 2. You don't even need to attack. You know that there's an Alia here hidden. So yeah, you're definitely gonna want to do something there for sure. For sure, guys. So pretty much, you see this one here for Twikaz. He was attacked once, so make sure to go to the list and you actually check all these for sure, and as soon as possible, so you can actually check this. So actually see which ones are hidden there. So definitely you can see there's an Alia. Probably there's an Alia here too. So yeah, that is that. Yeah, for sure. And you saw an Alia here. Probably there's a Mildred here. Maybe. You can check this out here.